to the right. And switch to the left. All right, we have shoulder rolls. Roll right and left. Now your arms. Again, shoulders and arms. One more time like that. Shoulders and arms. Now 4-step walk. Right foot forward. Take it back. Again. Walk it forward. And take it back. Again. One more time like this. All right, we're going to take the feet wide. Hip slides right and left. If you want, add the arms. Arms up and down and up and down. Good. Keep that going. Nice. We're going to grapevine next. Left foot back. Step back on the left. Step back on the right. Keep it going. All right. Walk it out for 8 counts. Again, hip slides right and left. Add the arms in. Arms up and down. All right, grapevine. Left foot back. Right foot back. Keep it going. Walk it out again for 8 counts. Take the feet wide. Lunge right and left. And right. Energy through the arms. Let's hold on the right, hold on the left, and now feet together. We have a folkloric inspired step. Step left, step right, step left. So you're twisting your knee diagonally across your body. External hip circles around to the left and around to the right and left. Nice. We're walking it out again for 8 counts. Again, folkloric step. Step left, step right. Nice job, everybody. External hip circles around to the left and around to the right. Keep it going. Walk it out. 8 counts. Feet are wide again. Lunge right and left. Energy through the arms. Let's hold on the right, hold on the left. Now let's come back to the right. Hold this lunge. Make sure that your body weight is on the heels of your feet. Good. All right, knees and toes to the right side of the room. You're gonna slide your left foot back and come into your lunge. Now make sure your right knee is over top of your right ankle. Nice job. Both hands on the floor. And now lift up your right arm and twist away from the screen. Hold that stretch. And both hands on the floor. Let's bring the left foot into the center and shift your body weight back onto your left heel. Now your left knee is bent and your right leg is straight. Let's hold this stretch. You should feel it in the back of your right leg. Take some deep breaths here. Good. Now knees and toes to the front. We're lunging on the left side. And now knees and toes to the left side. We're going to slide your right foot back. Sink your hips down. Find your lunge. Now again, make sure that your left knee is over top of your left ankle in this lunge. And we're gonna place both hands on the floor. Hold here. Sink the hips a little further. Breathe deep. We're gonna lift up the left arm and twist facing the back. Hold that stretch. And now both hands on the floor. And let's bring the right foot into the center. Shift your body weight back onto your right heel. Now your right knee is bent and your left leg is straight. Hold this stretch. You should feel it in the back of your left leg. Good time to take some deep breaths. And now knees and toes to the front. And take your time rolling all the way up. Take your time. It's a good time to say thank you to your back. If you haven't yet, let's roll the shoulders up and back. Big shoulder rolls. Check in with your breathing throughout class. Good, and shake it out. Let's get another sip of water. So I told you we're gonna stay hydrated today. All right, we're gonna start with what we call basic stance. Now in basic stance, your feet are very close together. Your feet are pretty much underneath your hip bones. They're close together, but they're not touching. So there's a little bit of space between your feet. Now let's practice rocking your body weight forward onto the balls of your feet and then back onto your heels. Let's do that a couple times and just notice the difference. And then finally, you're gonna rock your body weight back onto your heels and you're gonna try to stay there when we're in basic stance. You should be able to wiggle your toes, but then you just wanna relax your toes and relax your feet onto the floor. Now from here, with your body weight back on your heels, you're gonna bend both knees. So you're softening both knees so that you're shorter than your full height and your center of gravity is lower to the ground. So you don't have to sit down really low, but it's a softness in the knees here. Now, you want to ensure that your head, shoulders, hips, and heels are vertically aligned, meaning you're not leaning forward and you're not leaning back. So you're right here, you're vertically aligned, and now we're gonna practice rotating your pelvis forward and back. Okay, so your pelvis, think of it as a hinge or a well-oiled hinge that can freely rotate forward and back, independent of your upper body and independent of your legs. I'm gonna get a little closer to you so that you can see this movement. So right here. So I want you to notice that this is me tilting my pelvis. This is not about you sucking in your stomach. Okay, here's me sucking in and pushing out my stomach. And I want you to notice that that's very different from me rotating my pelvis. Now finally, you want to rotate your pelvis forward until your hips point straight ahead and your low back is elongated. It doesn't mean your low back is completely straight because we're all shaped differently back here, but you want to make sure that you don't have this big arch in your low back anymore. So with this, you rotate the pelvis forward, hips are pointing straight ahead, low back is elongated, and relax your butt. All right, if you're not sure if your butt is relaxed, go ahead and touch your butt and see. Maybe encourage yourself to relax here. Good. Now stand up and shake out, stretch out whatever you need to stretch. At any point in time, if you need a little stretch, make sure to go ahead and take it. You don't need to wait for me to cue you. All right, let's do that again. Feet are close together. Now remember, your feet are really close. They're almost touching, but they're not. There's space between your feet. You rock your body weight back onto your heels of your feet. Relax your toes on the floor. Bend both knees and bring your center of gravity low in basic stance. Line up your head, shoulders, hips, and heels vertically and rotate the pelvis forward so that your hips point straight ahead, your low back is elongated, your butt is relaxed. We're gonna roll the shoulders up and back. You're gonna lift your chest a little bit up off your hips, lift the chin, relax the face, and you're gonna stretch your arms out to what we call low V. Now in low V, your arms look like an upside down letter V. There's lots of space under your armpits, lots of energy through the arms and through the hands. Good. Now think about how bent your knees are. You're gonna unbend your right knee a little bit. Now don't straighten it, just unbend it a little bit. And then we're gonna switch. You're gonna bend your right knee back down and unbend the left knee a little bit. So you're alternating. Now again, make sure you don't straighten out either of your knees. Both of your knees stay bent the whole time. We're gonna stretch the right leg, and then we're gonna stretch the left leg. Stretch the right leg, and stretch the left leg. Now both legs are moving simultaneously. You're bending and stretching the knees. Both knees are bent though the entire time. It's just that one knee is less bent than the other. Now, if your hips are relaxed, they will react by moving vertically up and down in response to the work that you're doing with your legs. So we're stretching out the right leg stretching out the left leg. I'm gonna get closer so that you can see my legs. And left leg. Stretching out the right leg, stretching the left leg. And stretch, and stretch. Good. So sitting down, pelvis neutral. We're gonna take it a little faster. Left, right, left, right. Is equally distributed on both of your feet, all right? So you want to make sure you don't step onto your right foot, then your left foot, and you're right in the center. Your center of gravity is low, you're shorter than your full height, and you're bending and stretching your legs, and that's what's sending your hips vertically up and down. Keeping that pelvis neutral. Let's go ahead and shake out, stretch out whatever you need to stretch. In fact, let's all forward fold. This will feel really good for your low back. Nice. Soften the knees and take your time rolling all the way up. Roll the shoulders back. We're gonna find basic stance again. So you're gonna develop some strength in your quads from basic stance. That's gonna happen. Bring the feet close together, weight on your heels, sit yourself down in basic stance. You're shorter than your full height. Your pelvis is neutral, and you might have to keep reminding yourself to bring your pelvis back to neutral. That's fine. I think of it as like meditating, you know, when your thoughts wander and you just come back. Same thing with your stance and your alignment. Roll the shoulders back, lift the chest, lift the chin, float the arms out to low V. We're gonna stretch the right leg, then the left leg. Stretch right and left. Now remember, your body weight is back on the heels of your feet. Your center of gravity is low, pelvis is neutral, and all you're doing is bending and stretching the legs, but not straightening. Both knees stay bent the whole time. This bending and straightening of the legs is sending your hips vertically up and down, right and left. Good, keep it going. So check out my legs. The only work that I'm doing is with my legs, and my hips are merely reacting. Let me see how it's going, right and left. Yes, and this is an up and down movement with the hips. It doesn't need to be a big movement. This looks great. Now make sure your hips aren't going side to side. The hips go up and down. So if you were in a phone booth the width of your body, you would be able to do this. Your hips don't bust out of the side of the phone booth, just up and down. Let's go right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. So a little faster. Lift your chin, relax your face, maybe smile. Make sure you're breathing. Right leg, right leg. So this is called hip accents. This is done on the beat with the music. Nice job. Now remember, it's all legs doing the work and the hips react. We're gonna speed that movement up a little bit, and it turns into what we call a hip shimmy. Now, the hip shimmy does not need to be done on the beat with the music. You just let this movement bubble up through your hips. Now, you're trying to keep your upper body quiet and controlled, and that will happen if your hips are relaxed. If you're holding a little bit of tension in your hips today, the movement might come up out of your head, and that's okay. Just notice it and work on relaxing your hips. Think of your hips as a well-oiled joint. Okay, so it's nice. Think of it like a door hinge or something, nice and well-oiled. The legs do the work, the hips react, the upper body stays nice and quiet. This is your hip shimmy. This is one of so many different kinds of shimmies. It doesn't need to be fast. Make sure you breathe. I'm gonna get closer to you. Good, take your time. Center of gravity is low, pelvis neutral, shoulders back, chin lifted. Good. Let's slow it down again. Hip accents. Right, left, right, left. Right, left. Now shimmy. So you let it bubble up. Energy through the arms, energy through the hands. Breathe. Good. Let me see how it's going. Yep, go nice and slow. Let me see those smiles. Make sure you're breathing. Awesome. So much better. Yes, and relax. Go ahead and stretch out through your hips, through your waist. And we're all gonna grab our left shoelaces, bring the knees together. That stretch should feel really good after basic stance. So like I said, you'll feel it a lot in your quads. Belly dance asks a lot of your legs actually. And let's switch. Another thing I want to impart is that belly dance is the Western coined frame or Western coined phrase for this dance. It's actually called Rak Sharqi in Arabic, and that means dance of the East. Good, and release. All right, so we're gonna go into an undulation. There's lots of different categories of movement in belly dance. There's shimmies, there's accents, there's undulations, there's travel steps. We're gonna learn a little bit of everything. So we're going into our undulation, so I'm gonna change up the music. Get a sip of water in the meantime. Take the feet apart. So this is a wider stance. Your feet are underneath your shoulders. Your legs are mostly straight. So straighten the legs, but then you can soften the knee a little bit. Pelvis neutral again. Let's slide the hips right and left, right and left. So we're doing this low V arm position again. So the arms are outstretched. There's lots of space under the armpits. And we're sliding the hips laterally, right and left. Lateral hip slide. So we're trying to keep the upper body quiet in the center and just sending the hips. Now this does not need to be a big movement. Find the range of motion that works for your body. Good. Now we're gonna change this up. Now notice I'm not bending or stretching my knees. Your knees need to stay the same amount bent as each other. There's a little bit of softness in the knee. We're gonna turn this into a figure eight, so send the right hip forward and then the left hip forward. So it's forward, twist back, forward, twist back, forward, twist back. So you might envision a figure eight or an infinity sign on the floor below you, and you're tracing that with your hips. So first we have the right hip forward and back, left hip forward and back, right hip, yeah, left hip. Good, now that emphasis is on sending the hip forward, forward, forward. You wanna try to keep your upper body quiet. Now it doesn't mean that your upper body is not gonna move at all. It just means that you don't want your head, your shoulders, your hands coming with you, because one big part of belly dance is isolating different parts of your body. So in this case, you really want people to notice your hips. And in order to do that, you want to keep the upper body quiet so that this is about hips and not necessarily about your whole body wiggling, okay? So I pretend that my hands are on a table right in front of me. You can envision that you're balancing something on your head, and later on, you might even want to try balancing maybe a paperback book on your head, something that won't hurt you if it falls on you. But that's really good for isolations. Nice job. Take your time. It's right hip, left hip. Now with these undulations, you really want to add your own resistance. So this is a nice ooey, gooey, fluid movement. You might pretend that you're pushing your hips through a thick substance or through water. Next time you're in a swimming pool, try this movement and notice that the resistance that's met with your hips. And right now you can just visualize that and apply that feeling here. And again, this is your figure eight front to back. This is a lateral movement with the hips. So your hips stay parallel with one another. There's no up and down. Unlike the move that we did before, where we were going up and down with the hips, right here we're moving laterally with the hips. Let me see how it's going. Right and left. Very nice. Really good isolations with the hands, Sekolah. Yes. Stretch the arms out, Dana. Really good with those hips though. Nice. Great, Letissa. Perfect, Lauren. Good. Looking really good, Karen. Push the hips forward. Great job, Mom. And right. And left. And right. And let's forward fold. next time, I want you to, again, to think about that resistance of standing in a swimming pool that's at least chest height. And we're gonna emphasize pushing the hip forward and forward, starting on the right hip. Here we go, feet are wide. So we have right, left, right, left. Breathe. Stretch the arms out. Energy through the arms. Good. So again, the knees are soft, and the emphasis is on pushing your hip forward, forward. So hold it forward a little bit longer than you think you need to. Lots of energy through the arms and hands, lots of space underneath the armpits. Take up space. This is your space. Take it up. Stretch your arms out. Yes, this looks great, right? And left. Good. And again, let's forward fold. Good. Soften the knees. Take your time rolling all the way up. All right, we're gonna get into some accents. I'm gonna turn the music down a little bit. So another quality of movement is accents, and these are the sharper moves in this dance. So we're gonna go ahead into our basic stance just to keep practicing it. Your feet are close together, weight on your heels. Soften the knees so your center of gravity is low, pelvis neutral, shoulders back, chest lifted, chin lifted, and we're just gonna place your hands on your hips. Now, we're gonna go into what's called head accents, and first, just try it. I'm gonna demonstrate, and try it with me. Keep it a small movement, and keep your shoulders relaxed. Good, so this is a lateral movement with your head, and right, left, right, left, right, left. So your head is moving horizontal right and left. You don't want to make it too big. If you feel or hear crunching or cracking in your neck, that's too much. Doing it really big doesn't look better, okay? Keeping it small is a good idea. Doing it really big can also hurt your neck. So there's not a lot of benefit to overdoing your head accent. And again, it's a lateral movement, right and left. Let me see how that's going. And we should all have different range of motion for this. It's fine. For some of us, it's a smaller move. And for some of us, it's bigger. Good. And relax. Let's bring your right ear towards your right shoulder. You can do a little stretch assist with your hand. And then your chin to your chest. This is a good stretch to adopt every day, actually. Left ear to left shoulder. You know, when you're sitting and working and you need a little break, this is a good stretch to go to. Good. Now, a little bit more of an assist for this move that I like to practice. Make 2 thumbs up, and then put your fists together like this. And make sure you're making 90-degree angles with your thumbs. So your thumbs are up. Okay, now place your chin on your hands, right here, and then you're just gonna slide your head to the right and to the left. Now you only slide your head until your cheek hits your thumb. That's as far as you needed to go. You might have been trying to go further than that, but this is a short distance. Now this is also good because you'll know that if your mouth is hitting your thumb, then that means you're just shaking your head no. And you want to avoid that. You want to make sure it's your cheek that's hitting your thumb. And also, keeping your head on your hands like this will ensure that you're not just tilting your head right and left. So this is good training wheels to use. Let's go right, left, right. And then take your hands away. You can place your hands on your hips. Now relax the shoulders, maybe even roll them back and relax the shoulders down. You might also experiment with tucking your chin a little bit, like bringing your chin a little closer to your chest and seeing if that feels more comfortable for you. That oftentimes feels better for my neck, so see what works for you. And this is your head accent. Now this isn't something, go ahead and relax and maybe a couple of neck rolls. This isn't something that you really stand on stage and just do for a long time. It's exactly what it's called. It's an accent. So sometimes the music asks for it. The music might go click, click, and you're gonna reflect that with whatever accent you want, and head accent is one of many that you can use. All right, so we're gonna go into an upper body shimmy. So we practice our hip shimmy, which is one of our lower body shimmies. Let's go ahead and stretch out the legs, shake out a little bit, and we're gonna come back down to your basic stance. So feet close together, weight on your heels, soften the knees, pelvis neutral, get your alignment where you want it. And we're gonna place hands on the hips, shoulders back, chest lifted a bit, chin lifted. You're gonna take the right shoulder forward and the left shoulder back. We're alternating. This is a lateral movement. So when one shoulder goes forward, the other goes back. There's no lifting or dropping. And again, this does not need to be a big movement. The range of motion for this is gonna be different for all of us. Now, I like to start with hands on the hips, just to show you that you can do this movement without your hands moving. Good, let's go right, left. The elbows are out to the side. And we're sitting in basic stance because you also want your hips to stay still. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Good. Now a little added challenge for you. We're taking the arms out to our low V. And you're gonna try to keep your hands still. So this is called shoulder accents, right, left, left. Now I like to pretend that my hands are placed on a table right in front of me. And that's a good visual for me, helps me keep my hands still. Let's go double time, and right, left, right, left. So I'm keeping this a pretty soft movement right now as opposed to a sharp or percussive movement. So it's a little wiggle forward and back with the shoulders. Again, both shoulders are moving at the same time. Nice job. Try to keep the hands still. And there's lots of space underneath the armpits, so stretch those arms out. Take up your space. Good. Now you're gonna go faster and turn it into a shimmy. So this is your shoulder shimmy. It doesn't need to be very fast. It does not need to be very big. You want to try to keep your hips still. You might feel that your hips are twisting a little bit, but if you sit yourself lower in basic stance and make sure your pelvis is tucked, then it's going to be easier to keep the hips still. You also want to try to keep the hands still. The hands are going to want to party, but you're trying to make this all about the shoulders right here. Good. Hopefully you have some good support on today. And if you don't, you can make this shimmy as big or as small as you want. You can make it very small. Good, lift the chin and breathe. Awesome job with the hands. And you might find that one hand is waving and the other hand isn't. That's normal. Great job, Mom. Hands are nice and still. Yep, so this isn't your head, this is your shoulders. Shoulders forward and back. Good. So Karen, let me see you go slow with the shoulders forward and back. Yep, shoulders forward. Nice job. There you go. So yeah, get in touch with the shoulders. And then whenever you're ready, turn that into a shoulder shimmy. Good. Stretch the arms out, Lauren. Stretch them out. I want everybody to take up space. For some reason, we're used to doing this. We're shrinking. Don't shrink. Take up space. Stretch the arms out. Good. Lift the chin. This is like really good, I think, body language for yourself. Lift your chin and take up your space. This is a message that you're sending yourself physically. Good. And relax, shake it out. All right, we're gonna go back into the low body. So we're gonna refresh those hip accents that we were learning at the beginning of class. So feet close together again. Weight on your heels, soften your knees so your center of gravity is low. Line up your head, shoulders, hips, and heels vertically. Rotate the pelvis forward. I know that probably takes some getting used to, but you want your hips pointing forward and your low back elongated. Relax your butt, shoulders back, chest lifted, chin lifted. We're gonna go back into stretching the right leg, left leg, right leg, left leg. Now again, I wanna reiterate that you're bending and stretching the legs, and that's what's sending your hips up and down. So this movement that you see with my hips up and down is only because my hips are being displaced by the movement of my legs. Let me show you my legs from the side again. I'm bending and stretching the legs. Both legs are bent the whole time. I'm sitting lower than my full height. Good. And again, this is your hip accent. Let me see how that's going. Yep, legs do all the work. Your heels are firmly on the ground. Let me see you put some space under your armpits. Stretch it out. Yes, keep the arms out like that. Keep it out. Yep, but your hands are as low as your hips. Bring the hands down to hip height, Monica. Bring the hands down. There you go. Nice. Stretching the legs sends the hips up vertically. Good. Now, go ahead and face your downstage right corner or your right corner. But we're keeping going with this hip accent. Now make sure that your imaginary audience can see both your shoulders and both of your hips. So you're still open to the front, space under the armpits. Now it's going to be very important that you be on the same leg with me. I'm stretching out my right leg, left leg, right leg, left leg. So that in effect, I have my right hip up, left hip up, right hip up, left hip up, right, left, right. Yes. Now make sure your legs are doing all the work. And now you're going to sneak your front foot or your left foot slightly forward towards the diagonal. And then bring your left heel off the floor. And now it's all your right leg doing the work. The left leg is just hanging out and the right leg is going stretch, bend, stretch, bend. You should feel a lot of heat happening in your right leg. Now this is your basic hip drop. You'll see that your front hip is going down and up and down and up in response to your back leg going stretch, bend, stretch, bend. It's exactly the same thing that we were doing with the hip accents, except there's a change in your foot position and only one leg is doing the work. Keep your body weight back on your right heel. All your body weight back on your right heel. Pelvis is neutral. Good, and relax. Shake out that right leg. How's that right leg doing, everybody? Let's grab the right shoelaces, knees together. A little stretch there. Yes, I love working legs. You definitely work legs in this dance. All right, we're gonna do the same thing on the other side, but first, start off facing the front. Feet close together, weight on your heels. Soften your knees and bring your center of gravity low, just like in the very beginning. So you're shorter than your full height. You're gonna stay this height, pelvis neutral. And we're gonna stretch out the left leg, right leg, left leg, right leg, left leg. Now I'm calling the leg that is stretching out. And in effect, that attached hip goes up. So it's left hip up, right hip up, left hip up, right hip up, left, right. Now try to get comfortable with this, as comfortable as possible. If this is your first time doing any of this movement and you're finding it challenging, I want to let you know that there's nothing wrong with you. It's all very challenging. Left, left, right, left. But you keep practicing and all of these moves show up in the mail. One day you're like, oh, there's my shimmy. It happened to me, it'll happen to you. All right, let's face the downstage left corner. Now make sure that your imaginary audience can see your entire front of your body, so both shoulders, both hips, open to the front. Now make sure you're on the same leg with me. I'm stretching out my left leg, right leg, left leg, right leg, left, right. So in effect, I have my left hip up, right hip up, left, right. Keep this going. Now your right foot or your front foot, you're gonna slide it a little bit towards the diagonal. And then bring your right heel up off the floor and keep it off the floor. Now it's just your back leg going stretch, bend, and the front leg is just hanging out, it's bent. Keep your body weight back on your left heel. Keep your alignment vertical. You should feel some fire in your left thigh, maybe in your left butt cheek. Left, stretch, and you're still sitting shorter than your full height. That's why you're feeling that work. Left leg stretch, bend, and in effect, your right hip is going down, up, down, and this is your basic hip drop. This is driven by your back leg. Stretch, bend, and of course, you're trying to keep your upper body quiet. Good, and relax. Give yourself a little external hip circle. And let's grab the left shoelaces, bring the knees together. It's good to do a little bit of balancing every day. It's really good for your brain health. So try to fit that in at some point. All right, we're gonna do this again. This is one of those movements that's like very recognizable as a belly dance move. I feel like it's really exciting to learn to do your single hip drop. Good, and stretch it out again. We're gonna do that again. So remember, it looks like I'm doing movement with my hips, but it's my legs driving the entire thing. The hips are relaxed and they respond. If you can embody that, if you can believe that and embody that, it's gonna be much easier for you. But it might take a little bit of practice for that to like really show up on your body. So let's do it again. Basic stance, feet close together, weight on your heels, soften the knees. So you're gonna be shorter than your full height, pelvis neutral, get your alignment together. Good. Basic hip accent, stretching the right leg, left leg, right leg, left leg, right leg, left leg. Now remember, both knees are bent the whole time. You're just bending and stretching, and the hips are moving up and down in response, not side to side. There's no side to side here, it's just up and down with the hips. Good, let's face your downstage right corner. Your shoulders, your hips, everything, but make sure your audience can see you. And we're stretching right leg, left leg, right leg, left leg, right leg, left leg. Now you're gonna slide your left foot slightly forward, thighs are together, and bring the left heel off the floor, and now it's all right leg going stretch, bend, stretch, bend, stretch, bend. Now you want to stay the same height the whole time, your head stays still, your right thigh is burning, but that's why we do squats together on Sundays. Hey, hi. Good, stretch, bend, stretch, bend, stretch, bend, stretch. And I'm calling the back leg. Nice, and stretch it out. We're gonna do the other side. So again, find your basic stance, feet close together, weight on your heels, soften the knees, come low, pelvis neutral, shoulders back. So this time we're gonna stretch the left leg, right leg, right leg. Make sure your legs are doing the work and try to keep your hips relaxed. This is what's gonna make it a little bit easier for you if you relax your hips and let your legs do the work. You have really big muscles here, so let them do the work. Good, let's face your downstage left corner, but stay open to the front. Left leg, right leg, right leg, left hip up, right hip up, left hip up, right hip up. Good, deep breaths. Make sure you're not holding your breath. Let's slide the right foot forward. Bring the right heel off the floor. And now it's all back leg. So that back leg is stretch, bend. Keep it going, stretch, bend, stretch, bend, stretch, bend. Stretch the arms out. And breathe. Down, up. Let me see how it's going. Stretch, bend. Yes. Great job, Monica. Yes, Nicola. Yep, use that back leg. You got it, Lauren. Nice, and give yourself a nice stretch. Right through the hips, and if you want to go into that quad stretch, do that as well. Nice. All right, one more travel step before we learn our combo. We actually did this travel step in the warm-up, so you're probably already familiar with it, but if you did any aerobics in the 80s, like I did a lot, then you've done this before. It's called a grapevine. So we're gonna step back with the right foot, 2, 3, and touch. Back with the left foot, 2, 3, and touch. So it's behind, across, in front, touch. 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 Let me get us some more music. Get us a beat. All right, we're gonna step the right foot back. Here we go, 6, 7, 8. Step behind, 2, 3, touch. Back, 2, 3, touch. Yes. Stretch the arms out. Energy through your wings. Back, 2, 3. Now, you can leave the grapevine exactly like this if you'd like, but I'm gonna give you some optional add-ons. Here's a twist. 1, 2, 3, twist. Now you're gonna twist the right hip, forward, back. You're gonna twist the left hip, forward, back. Twist the right hip, forward, back. Now that twist happens when you touch the foot out. Whatever foot is out, that's the hip that you twist, forward, back. In this case, it's the right hip, forward, back. 1, 2, now left hip, forward, back. 1, 2, 3, twist, back, 2, 3. Or you can leave it just footwork. You don't have to add on if you don't want to. All right, but I'm adding more if you want. You can pull your hips back when you travel. Pull the hips back and then stand upright during the twist. 2, 3, then stand upright. 1, 2, 3, twist. And it's kind of like if you were scooting around a table and you don't want to knock off whatever was on the table, so you pull the hips back, but keep your chest open and keep your chin lifted. 2, 3. It just adds a little bit of flair. All right, I'm gonna add a little bit more if you want. You can gather the arms as you travel. Gather, 2, 3. Here's optional arms here, left hand up. So one hand goes behind your head, gather the arms, left hand behind the head. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Step back, side, front, twist. Back, side, front, twist. Back, side, front, twist. Now you can always just leave the arms in low V if that feels better. You also don't have to pull the hips back. You can keep it right here with the twist. And the twist is also optional. So here's your basic grapevine. 2, 3, step. Back, 2, 3, touch. Step back, 2, 3, touch. Keep it going. 2, 3, touch. Yes, I love it, Dana. I love all the flair that you're bringing in it. Nice job, Mom. Get it, Lauren. Yeah, I love that twist. Okay, relax. Stretch it out. Okay, one more really quick undulation. So, let's come to not quite basic stance. You're not sitting down as low, but knees are soft. Bring the right heel off the floor. Send the right knee in front of the left knee. Arms low V, shoulder rolls, right and left and right. So you're rolling the shoulders backwards one at a time. Nice. Right shoulder, then left shoulder. Now you can see that I'm also trying to keep my hands quiet. The hands move a little bit, but I don't want my hands coming with my shoulders because I want it to be evident that I'm actually doing a movement with my shoulders. So I don't want my hands to do too much to distract. And right, and left. Let me see how it's going. So try to keep the hands in the same spot. Keep the hands quiet. Nice job, Sekola. Good, Karen. Keep the hands forward. Nice. Okay, everyone, place your hands on an imaginary table in front of you. Yep, your middle fingers are on the table. Keep your hands on the table. Roll the right shoulder and the left shoulder, or at least keep your middle finger on the table. Try that. And maybe later on, if you do have a table that's about hip height, try this. Put your hands on that actual table and practice your shoulder rolls. This is your isolation, right? And left, and right, and left. Good, and shake it out. All right, let's get some water, and I'm gonna teach you a little combo to a song called Tamarhena. It's a very famous classical Egyptian song. From the film that it's from is actually called Tamarhena. So the song is named after the film, and the film features a very famous belly dancer named Naima Akef. So yeah, let's get water and we'll get right into that. Hydrated. We have one more travel move that we're gonna learn before we learn the combo. So quickly, we'll do it to this song. All right, so earlier on we were practicing our hip slides right here. Lateral hip slides, nice. And also, in our warm-up, we were doing something something that's called a little 4-step walk. So let's add that in. No hips for now, just foot pattern. So you're gonna walk forward, right, and touch. Back, left, and touch. Let's go a little slower here. Okay, so nice and slow. You have right, and touch. Left, and touch. Good, keep that going. 2, 3, and touch. And back. 2, 3, and touch. Right, and touch. Back, left. So 4 steps forward, 2, 3, and then touch, back. Now adding in the hip slides, right hip, right hip, touch, left, touch. So it's just 3 lateral hip slides. 3, 2, 1, touch. So it's the same foot, same hip, left, touch. Same foot, same hip. Nice. Take it back, 2, 3. Now the hip slide is optional. If you want to just keep it with the hips just steadily forward, you can do that. But if you want, add a lateral hip slide. Good. Right, left, touch, right, left. This is something that you can practice at the grocery store with your cart because your upper body stays nice and isolated. And it's as if your hips are propelling you forward. Left, left. Now it's a little tricky because it's just 3 hip slides, but it's 4 steps. Okay, so remember to only do 3. So you have right, and hold. Left, and hold. Right, hold. Left, right. We're gonna slow it down one time. So you step forward on your right foot and send your right hip out to the side. Step forward on your left foot and send your left hip out to the side. Step forward on the right foot, send the right hip out to the side. Here's where it's tricky. Leave your right hip here as you touch with your left foot. And now you're ready for left foot and left hip. So step the left foot back and send the left hip out to the side. Step the right foot back, send the right hip out to the side. Left foot back, left hip out to the side. Tricky part, keep the left hip here and touch with the right foot. Let's go a little faster. So we have right, and hold. Left, and hold. Right, hold. Left, hold. Nice. So you're walking forward, your feet stay close together, but your hips move laterally, right and left. One more time like this. Right, touch, left, and hold. Nice. Go ahead and stretch out. We're gonna go into our combo. All right. Okay, so starting in our basic stance, feet close together, weight on your heels, soften the knees, pelvis neutral. We're gonna start with the hands right here in front of your chest, one palm in front of the other. So the music's gonna do a bit of a call and response. It's gonna go da 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 da, and you're gonna do a couple head accents. You don't have to do a lot, it's probably just like 3. Da 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 da. And then the music says da 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 da, and you're gonna take the arms out to low V, and it's gonna be shoulder shimmy. And then it's gonna do another call and response, and the third time you bring your hands right beside your hips, and it's gonna be a hip shimmy, and then finally a heel drop. So those 3 things. You're gonna start here with palms down, one palm on top of the other. You're in your basic stance. It's gonna be a couple head accents. Float the arms out to low V, shoulder shimmy. Bring the hands right next to your hips, hip shimmy, and then a little heel drop. All right? So I'm gonna play the music a couple times so you can hear this call and response. So here it is. So we're gonna be moving during the percussion part of the call and response. Okay, so start here. I'll demonstrate, try it with me. It's gonna start over. some point. Okay. Head accents, shoulder shimmy, hip shimmy, heel drop. Good. We'll do that a couple times. So up 10. Okay, here we go. Let's try that 2 more times. Hear it. Head accents, shoulder shimmy, hip shimmy, heel drop. I'm going to turn it up a little bit. One more time. Now we have the 4-step walk. Yep. All right, so so this 4-step walk is a little bit quick. So it's up to you if you want to add the hip slides or not. So going from the beginning, there's that call and response. It first asks you for a couple head accents. You float your arms out, then we have that shoulder shimmy. Float the hands in to frame your hips. We have that hip shimmy and a little heel drop. Now we have the 4-step walk that we were just practicing. You're gonna lead with your right foot and the arms are gonna come out to low V. So it's gonna be right, touch, left, touch. Yep, just once forward and once back. Let's try that. Head accents, shoulder shimmy, hip accent, heel drop. Here we go. Right, left, left. We have figure 8. 3, 2, 1, and sit. All right. So adding on, remember those figure 8s that we were practicing at the beginning? Now, we walk forward with the 4-step walk. It's going to be right, and touch. Left, and touch. You're going to step your right foot out so that your feet are wide and your legs are pretty much straight. In the figure 8s, we have one on the right, one on the left, one on the right, and then sit back down in basic stance. So there are 3 quick figure 8s. 3, 2, 1, and sit, and then we walk forward again. Right, touch, left, touch. Step the right foot out. 3, 2, 1, and sit down in basic stance. All right, let's try that from the beginning. Let me add some more music. All right, here we go, starting with your head accents. Head accents, shoulder shimmy, hip shimmy, heel drop, 4-step walk. Figure 8s 3 times. 3, 2, 1, walk it forward. Figure 8s 3 times. Right, and sit. Good, we're gonna do it again. Let me see how you're doing in the comments. The name of the song is Tam or Henna. Head accents, shoulders, hips, and heel drop. Walk it out. Walk it back. 3 figure 8s on the right. 3, 2, 1, sit down. Walk it forward. Walk it back. 3 figure 8s. 3, 2, 1, and sit. All right, I'm going to show you the next part. Okay, let's go again. Head accents, shoulders, hip shimmy, heel drop. Walk it out. Right foot forward, left foot back. 3 figure 8s. 3, 2, 1, and walk it forward. Take it back. 3 figure 8s. All right, watch for the next part. Grapevine. Right, twist. Left, twist. Nice. All right. Adding on. So again, we walked forward. Right, and touch. Left, and touch. Step the right foot out. Figure 8. 3, 2, 1, and sit back down in basic stance. Walk it forward. Right, and touch. Left, and touch. Step the right foot out. Figure 8 with the right hip. the left hip, the right hip, and sit down. Now we have the grapevine that we were practicing. You're gonna step your right foot back first. And remember, you have options. So 1, 2, 3, and touch. 1, 2, 3. And then you're gonna face the corner. So you don't really get to finish the last part of the grapevine. So you have right, and touch, left, left, and you're gonna face the corner. We have hip drops. 1, 2, other corner, 1, 2, other corner, 1, 2. So what I'm doing is I'm stretching the back leg out twice. So facing the corner, I'm stretching left, I'm stepping on my right foot to face the new corner, sitting down, right foot or right leg, stretch twice. Third time, switching corners, stretch. Now the right foot is free. You're gonna cross turn. So step the right foot back, turn all the way around, and come back to where you started. And you're doing those hip drops again. 1, 2, switch corners. 1, 2, switch corners. 1, 2. Then you're gonna come to basic stance, and you're gonna do hip shimmies for, I think it's about 8 counts. So sitting down, nice and relaxed. All right, let's go from the very beginning. I'll call in what's gonna happen next. So don't freak out about what's happening. I'm here. All right, starting in basic stance. All right, come on down, ready for your head accents. Head accents, shoulder shimmy, hip shimmy, heel drop, walk it forward, walk it back, figure 8 3 times, 3, 2, sit down, walk it forward again, take it back, figure 8 3 times. Here comes the grapevine, right foot back, 1, 2, 3, twist. We have hip drops, 2 over here, 2, other side, good. Now I'm gonna add music so we can actually do that. Head accent, shoulders, hips, heel drop, walk it forward. Nice, figure 8s 3 times. 3, 2, heel drop, do it again, walk forward. Take it back. Figure 8 on the right for 3. Here comes the grapevine, right foot back. All right, 2 hip drops. 1, 2, other side. 1, 2, last time. Now slow cross turn. Again, 1, 2, other side, 1, 2, and we have a hip shimmy. Keep the hip shimmy. We're gonna walk forward again on the right foot. Figure 8. Okay, so that's the whole thing. It actually repeats a lot. So I want to talk again about our hip drops. So after you've done your grapevine, you step right, twist, left. You come to this corner. These are the optional arms. You can leave your arms in low V, that's fine. But we have 2 hip drops here, new corner, 2 hip drops here, third and final, 2 hip drops, and a very slow cross turn. You come back to this corner you ended on, 2 hip drops here, new corner, 2 hip drops here. So it's 2 times the last time. And then you sit down in basic stance and you hip shimmy forever. And then I'll call you in. We're gonna walk forward and back again. So it's right, touch, left, figure 8, right, and sit. We walk forward again. Right, touch, left, figure 8, right, grapevine, right foot back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hip drops again. Drop, other corner, drop, one more time, drop. Now a slow cross turn, come all the way back around. 2 this time. 1, 2, last time. 1, 2, hip shimmy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think it's about 16 counts of hip shimmy. All right, so let's go from the very beginning all the way through several times, maybe 2 times. Sorry, I'm keeping you a little bit late. but we're about done. All right. Starting with your head accents. Head accents, shoulder shimmies, hip shimmies, heel drop, walk it forward. Take it back, figure eights, for 3. Heel drop, walk it forward. Take it back, figure 8. Grapevine is next, right foot back. All right, double hip drops. Drop, drop, new corner. One more time. Slow cross turn. New corner. 2 this time. All right, basic stance, hip shimmy. Keep the hip shimmy. 8 more counts. We're gonna walk forward, right foot. Here we go. Right, left, right. Figure 8, right hip. 3, 2, 1. Walk it forward. Figure 8, 3 times. 3, 2. Grapevine is next. Right foot back. Hip drops. 2 over here. 2 other corner. Last time. Slow turn. Again. 2. 1 more. Shimmy. Now if you want, you can add some shoulder rolls here. You can add an arm pat. Yeah, so if you want to get fancy with the arms during the shimmy, you can add shoulder rolls. You can reach the arms overhead, pull down. Let's do it at least one more time. All right. Oh, one more option if you want to get fancy. When we walk forward and back, you can add arms there as well. You can reach up as you walk forward, pull down as you walk back. Totally optional. All right, let's go from the beginning. All right, starting with head accents. Shoulders, hips, heel drop, walk it forward on the right. Take it back on the left, 3 figure 8s. Heel drop, walk it forward. Take it back, figure 8s. Grapevine, right foot back. Hip drops, 2, 2, 2 more. Slow turn. 2 each. 1 more. Now hip shimmy for 18 counts, or 16 counts, sorry. If you want to add arms, you can. We're going to walk forward, right foot. If you want to add the arms here, you can. Figure 8. Heel drop, walk it forward. Reach. Take it back. Figure 8. Grapevine, right foot back. Hip drops, 2 to the corner. Other corner. Last time. Slow turn. 2 of each. Hip shimmy. Awesome job, everybody. So good. You did amazing. You should videotape yourself doing the dance. Okay, so the song is called Tamar Henna. I'm gonna type it out in the chat. There's actually 2 versions of the song Tamar Henna, so you'll want to make sure you get this one. The other version is slower. So like I said, this is the song from the motion picture soundtrack. Tamar Henna is a film from 1957. It's like a classic Egyptian film featuring Naima Akef. And yeah, you all did great. You learned a lot of stuff today. So like I said in the beginning, if any of this didn't just like pop onto your body and feel natural immediately, there's nothing wrong with you. I've been doing this since like 2000, okay? So give yourself time, let yourself practice. Let me know in the comments how you're feeling. I feel much better. I love starting off my day like this. I hope you got a little sweaty. I definitely did. I have some goodies for you in the chat box, but if you didn't see them at the beginning of class, I'm gonna put them in again. My live online classes start tomorrow with Shimmy Hit, which is my Bellydance fitness class. It's an hour. It's high intensity interval training with Bellydance, because at some point I realized I couldn't do everything. I couldn't do weights and cardio and Bellydance, so I put it all together in an hour. It's a fantastic workout. It's open to all levels. Yes, you can do it. Come try it. We start tomorrow. I have a 10% off discount for you in the chat box, but I'll also be emailing you with that. And I'm going to email you a playlist of songs to practice with, including this one. So look for an email from me today. Also in the chat box, I have some discounts for you for Bellydance attire, costuming, and classwear. And there's also a 7-day free trial to my on-demand subscription if you like pre-recorded classes. So like I said in the beginning, if it feels right for you to post something about this free class in your socials and tag me, that would help me out tremendously. I know that I'm gonna see a lot of you in class this week. It's so good to see y'all here. Thank you, Dana. Thank you, Sokola. Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Lauren, for coming. Expend 25 energy. That's okay. I think it's really great that you knew how much energy that you could do today. I mean, I do the same thing. Like sometimes you'll see me wearing shoes because it's very important that we listen to our bodies. You know, sometimes your body's like, well, we're not doing all that today, or don't do that level change. So it's really good, you know, that we are reminding each other like, hey, I'm not gonna do that today. Like, oh, maybe I shouldn't either. So yeah, be good to your body. Drink some more water after class. Take a moment to sit and stretch and love on yourself. It can be a lot more work than you think it is, so you might feel a little bit of soreness in your thighs tomorrow. But yeah, I hope that you'll join me for Shimmy Hit tomorrow. I always vibe off of the energy that everybody else brings to class because I'm not trying to do that by myself. So thank you to all of you who come. And have a great rest of your day, everyone. Have a great weekend. If no one has told you that you are beautiful and amazing yet, I saw you dancing and I can attest that you are. So have a great time, and I'll see you all very soon.